live in stereo.
Ladies and gentlemen, top of the morning to you. Oh my god. The green screen, bro. Blue, take over for me. Take over. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second before we get too far into that. TP Low, good to see you this morning. Good to see you guys in chat. How Notification Squad, thank you guys for checking in. Uh Technical difficulties getting started this morning. You know, nothing but the best over here, just fitting with the typical Bethesda, it just works type of mood. Also, I don't think they could even hear you, Blue. They could
Oh,
not.
great.
Welcome to the show, everybody. The big old poop emoji show, which isn't even working either. That's sensational. Blue, give me an audio check.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, yeah. TP Log, woke up for this, bro. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning to watch this Bethesda showcase. Um. Oh, Axial, welcome in, welcome in. Nice to see you here. Hopefully you're doing well this morning. Axial, I hope I said that right. Welcome to the channel, bro. Welcome to the stream. Happy Fallout Day to everybody. Day the bombs fell in the Fallout universe, if you're unfamiliar. And the first time Bethesda has ever done anything to truly recognize this. And, ooh, do we have some thoughts and opinions? Before we get too far into our opinions, Blue, you want to help give us a slight recap of what all happened? Like, they opened up, we'll start at the introduction. They opened the show with a poorly cosplayed ghoul. Like, I've seen
Yeah.
better ghouls at the Fallout New Vegas Day event.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think where to start here with this. The ghoul itself, you know, it was just. Again, I'm trying to just be as positive as
Yeah.
possible here.
Go.
It's just, it wasn't. Fallout, you know, the ghoul, it just wasn't it for me. It was like, it just looked terrible. And it just set the tone, really. It set the tone for what was to come. Essentially, what we got from it was I don't want to just skip ahead, Raw, and like I know you're going to cover like certain aspects of this whole reveal, but yeah, the girl set the tone, and straight away my hopes are lowered. And can I just say it, you know, just for clarity's sake, I wasn't expecting anything
Right.
groundbreaking come from this reveal or anything like that. There was nothing, like, definitely not another Fallout game getting revealed or anything like that. I knew it was going to be something that was, you know, I'm not going to use, well, I'm going to say something underwhelming or not like spectacular.
Right.
But what we got after the ghoul, you know, reveal and the presentation of the actual reveal itself, I started just like straight away, alarm bells started ringing. The old red flags started coming up straight away. I was like, oh no, who's this made for? Is this made for your hardcore Fallout fan, or is it made for a specific target audience? That's the vibe I was getting straight away. And then again, Rob, cut me off if I'm jumping ahead in the sort of itinerary here, but the first reveal was like essentially Fallout 76 being free up until the 29th of this month, October. Now I was like, yeah, go on.
It's free for a week. Bro, to summarize the whole thing, it was a self-promo. Like that's all
Yeah,
this
I
was.
wasn't.
It
I
was a
wasn't.
way for them to kind of advertise themselves and line their pockets. They opened up the show with whatever that little ghoul skit was. It's some dude in an office, equal rights, something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. And then they started talking about all the discounts and all the places that you can buy Fallout stuff from, and that.
I wasn't going to go like that. I was going to. Actually was going to like start talking about that, but I'm
Oh,
glad you
go
have
ahead if
now.
you want to
But
delve into it a little bit. Go ahead.
right, so yeah,
Um,
what Roger said there was essentially it's just a cash grab. This was
right,
it was a it was plain for everybody to see, and these guys, Bethesda, have been doing this for years. You've seen the Skyrim, like how many times has that been released? And this just stank of that. You know what I mean? The whole, oh, we'll just rehash this, or we'll promote it in another way and get it out to like the new audience that aren't Fallout, like aren't hardcore Fallout fans. And yeah, what was it? Free to play till the 29th of October, with like next to nothing,
yeah.
like next to no content, right? And then the thing that really, really bugged me, and I'm trying not to swear here, I'm really, really trying not to swear here,
It's a struggle
is
right now, bro.
it's they mentioned Fallout Shelter, and I was just
Yeah.
like, are you effing kidding me? I was like, how long ago was this, and how relevant is this to like current day Fallout right now? Do you know what I mean? It was a mobile game. It was a game that was, you would play it to. I think I've said it before in a previous podcast. It'd be a game you casually play on when you were traveling, or
Right.
or we're really, really bored, and now they're still advertising this. It just sums Bethesda up. I was like, oh, come on. It's like 76, free to play, and now Fallout Shelter. I was like, you couldn't have, like, this was so predictable in a way. I was just like, come on. It's like, what are you doing to us? You think we are mugs, like, in terms of the hardcore Fallout fan base. It's like,
Yeah.
this is a joke. They've done it with, like I said, Skyrim. They've done it with numerous sort of like other titles, and the modding community have been carrying these guys for so long, and it shows. It just shows. And like Ross said, I mentioned it like about a couple of minutes ago. This is a cash grab. It's cash lining for these guys. They're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll stick something out. And what makes me sick is like this was the day the bombs fell. This was,
Yeah.
like I said, I didn't expect much. I was being realistic about it. I went into it with,
Yeah.
sort of open mind. But what they served up was, right, again, I'm trying not to swear here, just absolute slop. It was just nonsense. And then the cartoony vibe of the presentation,
It seemed
like
like it
you
was
Ameri-
made
you
for children, bro. Like this
that's what
whole
I was going to
thing
say.
seemed.
I was going to say that. Yeah, it was just like, as you Americans say, goofy, right? I don't say that, right?
It
I
was
was going to use
goofy.
another word, but I don't think I can say it on the stream, right? But it was just pathetic. I was just like, who is the target audience here? I know who the target audience here actually is. It's not
Yeah.
hardcore Fallout fans. It's people that have jumped onto the Fallout series, the
Yeah.
TV series. These newcomers and younger people,
Right.
and the sort of, I'm going to use it again, the whole goofy element, right, is
Right.
just getting tiresome. We remember Fallout as well, I do anyway, from Fallout 1, right? So I'm one of those old school players, right, that played Fallout 1, loved the post-apocalyptic environment. It was dark, it had elements of humor, but not to the like sort of uh, extent of what these guys are pulling off now. It's just goofy nonsense. It's just
Yeah.
what are they playing at? It's like these, like I see like power armor. Sorry, should I say that's like done up like some at a Call of Duty, like these pink fucking suits that are just what is going on with Fallout these days? The regression in the Fallout universe for me. I'm sorry, I'm probably going on a rant and tangent here, but from what I've remembered as Fallout 1, 2, and even 3. I think Raw, we were talking about it before.
Yeah.
Three was like your introduction to it. Like that was still pretty dark. It was still like it
Right.
still captured the atmosphere. It was immersive in terms of the post-apocalyptic environment. But 1 and 2 for me was like they were the magnum opus. They were tremendous, man. They were just like, they set the scene. The ghouls were terrifying. The characters I'm going to mention, Set, that was in Necropolis. all those characters that were believable and like scary. You would have the ghouls that had, they were supposed to be what they were. They were like you met the odd neutral ghoul, but most of them were hostile and irradiated, and they were like lost their minds and stuff like that. But then this, sorry, I can't believe it. It's just like seeing these, and that woman dressed up as a girl as well with perfect teeth. You're just like, what the hell is that?
Not even
Stop
just
it.
her, bro.
Stop
Like
it.
the
Yeah, I
ghouls that they
know.
were showing for the upcoming Fallout 76 update, where you get to play as a ghoul. It showed the clay, like Play-Doh looking ghoul with perfectly clean teeth, and it's like, what? And then,
Did she
bro,
not?
the ghoul, they started talking about how, like, they were basically praising themselves for adding role-playing mechanics to a role-playing game, because now if you play as a ghoul, like, it'll come with certain negatives, and it will have positives and negatives to the play
Mods
style.
did that
And
years ago.
I
Mods
know,
did that years
I
ago.
know.
Mods did that, and these guys are trying to play off this.
Uh,
It's a disgrace. Honestly, it's a disgrace. I am appalled by this. Right then, sorry. Furthermore, they started talking about one of the guys in the what do you call it, reveal, or whatever you want to reveal. That's a loose term, innit? The
the
was talking about, oh
showcase.
yeah,
What is the
yeah,
showcase?
yeah, we'll call it showcase, right? It was, oh yeah, I love my experiences of meeting new people and seeing their bases and
Right.
how they build their bases. Mate, that stuff was done years ago in DayZ, Rust, Minecraft, all that, and they're trying to make this out like this is some sort of revolutionary stuff.
The
I'm like,
dude, bro, the
what are
one
you
that
playing
killed
at?
me more than anything, the dude said that his favorite part about playing Fallout 76 was wandering through a hillside and he came across a player playing a tuba, sitting in a chair,
Yeah,
and that was his favorite
yeah,
thing of the Fallout game. And I was like, that's all you have to know about 76.
yeah.
It is
So you're
not a
telling me
freaking
this
Fallout.
guy this guy bought, or started playing Fallout
He
76,
developed
and
76, bro.
he
He
developed
developed
76.
76.
My bad, my correction, and it's relevant to the point that I'm going to make. So that's his. So never mind the immersive landscape, never mind the quests, the characters, the companions, or you're happy with a guy playing a tuba or whatever the hell it was.
That's the
Are you
best part of the
are you
game.
taking the mic? Are you taking the mic? This is why, right? This is why I am terrified for the new Elder Scrolls, because these people are going to be in charge, and
Yeah.
you think, what's going to come of that? What are they going to develop? I mean, the audience they're going to be targeting, are they going to be targeting people like happy for like wandering about and finding somebody playing, like some bard playing a harp or something like that? Is that going to be their
It's
wow,
gonna be
I'll
the
give
meta
that.
role-playing guy, bro. It's gonna be the
That's going
meta
to be
for it.
That's going to be an IG 7 out of 10, IGN 7 out of 10. Guy plays a bard.
Uh,
A guy plays a harp that I found. Brilliant.
they're gonna
And
get the 85 that Obsidian deserved.
oh, I forgot something else. They're talking about ghoul parades as well.
Yes,
Ghoul
oh my
parades.
god.
Come on. What's going on with the Fallout? What got on with these guys?
It
I'm
sucks,
like, I'm
man.
absolutely
Like,
dumbfounded. I'm
we're
dumbfounded, mate. Sorry, I'll let you talk. Sorry,
you're
I've
good.
had my rant. I've had my rant there. Go.
Like you've kind of touched on multiple times, we're Fallout fans, the people that have built the series to the status that it's on now. Granted, Bethesda has their role in this, right? Like they took over the IP, they made it into first and third person shooting. They then pushed the engine even further with Fallout 4. They did not push storytelling, they did not push role playing, they did not push any of that further. They pushed gameplay mechanics further with Fallout 4. They took it online. They've been doing stuff to get Fallout out there to the community. But over time they've been slowly creeping away from what makes Fallout Fallout to the people that know Fallout as, like you were saying, the darker, grittier tone, the looking at the darker side of humanity and what we do as individuals and as communities, and like the just all the nuances that come with humanity, right? And primarily
Right.
focusing on the darker tone of it. They've
Yeah.
been transitioning. If you look at ghouls, for example, Fallout 3 ghouls, New Vegas ghouls, they're creepy. They got skin falling off of them. They got eyes like bulging out, teeth missing, all this, like they look disgusting, terrifying in some aspects.
As they should be.
Transitioning on to Fallout 4, Fallout 76, and now this new update, they turned them into Play-Doh creatures. They have a perfect smile. I mean, that alone is like, what are you guys doing? Where's the darker atmosphere? And then you got people running around in the pink power armor, like you were saying, and all these goofy, over the top, like costumes and outfits and stuff. Like the goofy nature has always been in Fallout, but it wasn't the
But done correctly.
forefront. It
Yeah.
was the dark, depressing, foreboding atmosphere with underlying hints of humor and the lighthearted, goofy nature that has now come to the forefront. That's not what makes Fallout Fallout, but in today's modern audience, the people like us, we're no longer the targeted demographic. Fallout
Hmm.
does it's no longer targeted toward Fallout lovers. It's mass audiences. This thing has went mainstream, especially after the TV show, man. Like as much good as that TV show did, it did just as much, if not more, negative for the series as a whole, for the franchise. Like I'm with you. Like I'm terrified for what the next Fallout holds. I'm terrified for what the next Elder Scrolls holds.
Never mind that though. You can have a ghoul parade. That's all that matters, right?
Oh
You can have a
Lord.
you can have a ghoul parade.
Yeah.
Yay! That's gonna be awesome.
I
I mean, what, I'm lost
Modern
for words,
gaming,
man.
bro. Just modern gaming as a whole. This isn't just a Bethesda thing. I'm heated right now because the first time that they ever truly recognized Fallout Day, the day the bombs fell in the Fallout universe, like they said they've been working on Fallout for 20 years now. They've had this, wait, no, not Fallout. They haven't been working on Fallout 20 years, have they? It's
What?
going
What?
on 20 years, dear Lord, because yeah,
Fallout was 96, I think. Fallout 1.
they released Fallout 3 in '08. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we're getting there. It's getting close to 20 years of them having this IP. And
It just
uh,
scares me that sorry mate to cut you off, but it's the regression. It's the
yeah,
regression in terms of where it was and
yeah.
how it's become. It's kind of scaring me. This is probably, again, this is probably on a tangent and not very on topic in terms of what they were pushing out in that showcase, but you can see it. You're just like, oh my god, like definite cash grab, clear to
Hmm.
see, like clear as day. And then
It,
with 76 and Fallout shit, I mean, what the? I can't, right, but yeah, what I was saying is like the whole like franchise. I'm worried. I'm worried about it, and people are still. I see it on X. I see it Twitter, whatever you want to call it. People are still going, "Oh, that was awesome," and stuff like that. Oh, here we go. I just thought of something else. Never mind all that stuff. They've introduced fishing, right?
hey, they put it
They've
in
introduced.
Skyrim. They had to put it in Fallout.
They've got fishing in there, and fishing, if I remember correctly, was something that was in the Ocarina of Time on the N64. Wow, Bethesda, you've outdone yourself there, mate. Holy hell,
Bro, that is
you've done well
game-breaking
there.
revolutionary.
Yeah, fishing. My God. I mean, again, I'm lost for words, man.
The
Just that was one of the highlights. And the guy was stood there with a fishing rod, looking like quite the boss.
the fact that the first time they recognized Fallout Day is fully focused on Fallout 76, that absolutely kills me. And then an additional layer onto that, I have mixed emotions. Shout out to TK's Mantis for establishing Fallout New Vegas Day out in Good Springs, Nevada. If you guys don't know about that, November 12th, we're hosting, well, he's hosting the next Fallout New Vegas Day in Good Springs, where the game opens up, takes place. My wife, daughter, and I were there for the very first one. Yeah, it was a sensational turnout. It was like 500 people there. And you know who else was there? Obsidian. Obsidian got word that people were going out to the middle of the desert to celebrate their, at that point, like roughly, what, 10-year-old game. And they were there day one. No questions asked, taking pictures, talking to fans. Like, it was only a couple representatives and out there taking pictures and stuff, but they still acknowledged it. They made their presence known.
Yep.
It took,
That's
it took Fallout 76. It took, Fallout TV show blown up to the point it's at now. It took the Fallout New Vegas Day that kicked off a few years ago to blow up to the point where it was 500 people to like 5,000 people to 10,000 people, and now the show is going to be skyrocketing even further, especially with them acknowledging it. Bethesda, thank you for acknowledging that, but at the same time, I see exactly what you're doing. That was not fan service. That was you trying to get people back on your side and give you a little bit of credit. Like, that was a little pat on your back for like, hey, look at what I'm doing. You know, they don't care about New Vegas Day. They never cared about any of that. They're riding the Fallout wave. They wanted to
That
get in the good graces, and that's all that was, man. Like,
that right, I've just had a little think to myself there, right? So that showcase was basically a bit of cosplay and cash grab.
that
That's all it
literally,
was.
that was it. That was it.
Cosplay. They played the devs or whoever the hell they were and that were doing that, right? Just played fancy dress and
Yeah.
then buy our stuff that's been rehashed and you mugs, we expect you mugs to buy it.
And then
I
here's
mean,
a free sample of the game. That way you can buy it when that free sample runs out.
yeah,
Like that.
wow.
God, man. What has happened? I remember, like, I used to praise Bethesda. I was a Bethesda fanboy, like 100%. I'll admit it. Back Oblivion, fell in love with that game in like 06, 07. Fallout 3, fell in love with Fallout as a franchise. That got me into the whole series. That got me like, you guys have seen the collection. You see the scenery on set right now of the RawCast. Like, I love Fallout, the whole universe, and I used to love Bethesda, and they could do no wrong until Skyrim, and then Skyrim 2, and then Skyrim 3. And
Yeah, yeah.
since then, it's been like a roller coaster. Like, Bethesda have been pioneers in the industry in multiple different aspects. They pushed what a role-playing game, a open world role-playing game was with Oblivion. They tweaked it, redefined it slightly, put the Fallout mix into it, you know, made Fallout 3, did their own thing with that. But as
Right,
much
I'm
good
gonna
as
say
they've done, horse armor. They
yeah.
pioneered microtransactions in games, bro, and it started with a single player game and it was just a cosmetic item. And they've been pushing that and pushing and pushing, and now,
Let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question, Raw, right? Do you think the Fallout London team would have done a better job providing that showcase?
okay, real quick, everyone, can we please get like a big W in the chat? Fallout London has surpassed 1 million download, or not 1 million download, yeah, 1 million downloads on GOG. That is a huge accomplishment for a dev team to get 1 million downloads on that. That is sensational. Like, round of applause for them. Good job, Fallout London team. Back to
Massive
your
job.
question, or do I think that the Fallout London team would have done a better showcase for Fallout Day? 100%. The quality of their work, the passion that that team has for Fallout, not just Fallout London, Fallout as a whole. You could feel the passion behind how the whole thing was crafted, how their ads were done, how everything was done with Fallout London. They 100% would have done more for this. It wouldn't have been, it may have been a little bit of a self plug, you know, like, yeah, of course they're going to advertise themselves, like, hey, check out London if you haven't already. We just hit 1 million downloads. But then after that, it would be all Fallout centric. I guarantee it wouldn't have been a 20-minute little cash grab. They wouldn't have been doing the cosplay. They would have been focusing on Fallout. I was expecting something. I was expecting like an hour-long showing, kind of reviewing what has transpired since Bethesda took over the Fallout universe.
Yeah,
Like, you
yep,
know, like
yep.
something just Fallout related because it's Fallout Day. And then all you did was like, you left your hand out reaching for people's wallets, and that was it. Like
It's
100%, the
crazy.
Fallout London team would have done a better job.
Yeah, it's crazy how much like going like staying on the subject of Fallout London, right? It's mad how the contrast between like Bethesda right now and the Fallout London team, a modern team, right? I'm just going to clarify that a modern team that
Yeah,
are doing it through pure passion. You know, these guys are getting paid nowhere near the Bethesda employees, right? And they're absolutely busting a gut. I think I said to you off stream, Raw, like, if someone like employed me at Bethesda or something like, or let's just say for argument's sake, the Fallout London team, right?
right.
And they said, right, Blue, I want you to write a story about a certain raider gang and design them, or you're basically in charge of creating a raider team or like a gunner team or something like that, and implement it into the story. My God, like I would say you don't have to pay me, man. I'd be like,
Yeah,
I'd be
right,
working.
right,
I would be like up, like how some people like are in a job where they do the like the bare minimum, and
right.
they'll be like, "Ah, right, I get my paycheck at the end of the day, happy days." If I was employed, like again, like I said, Fallout London team, and they said, right, do me a raider team and do the story. My God, I'd be up all night making sure it was like pristine. I'd be up there going, right. I'll be checking lore. I'll be making sure it's not like contradictory. Sorry, to previous lore in other games. I'd be so like hyped at doing it. I'd be so happy at doing that job because I know that it's something that I love. I've got clear passion for, and I'd be 100% dedicated to it, and I'd make sure that the end product was what the fans want, right?
Yeah,
What the fans are, well, what I expect them that their expectations would be met, should I say, right? Um, and that just makes me annoyed to see what the showcase was, like the Bethesda one I'm talking about, right? Because that isn't what Fallout fans want. The true Fallout fans, the guys like me, you, the guys that have played it, that have put our hard-earned cash into it, put the hours in, downloaded loads of mods to enhance the story, and keep that immersion, and basically keep it fresh. Because I'm still playing Fallout 4 these days. Do you know what I mean? I'm still like
yeah.
loving it from the mod community and stuff like that. But I think you get my point. It's like these cosplayers. That's what I'm going to call them, right? These cosplayers are just out for the dosh, and they're just having a bit of fun in their little studio where they're not really, in my opinion, are not really caring about what we want. And it's been said countless times in this pod, cash grab. It is an absolute, and they've been doing it for years, and it's really sad. It's sad
Well,
how it's not just, and I'm not. I could broaden this out actually. I could generalize a little bit, and I think that's the gaming industry in a whole. But yeah, sorry, Roy, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
well, going back to us, like if we're if we're not the target audience, right? Like they were saying, Todd Howard said that they've been listening and applying feedback from us, right? Like
Really?
they or actually don't quote me on that. I don't remember for sure if that was
No,
Todd
I'm just.
Howard. I know for
Sorry.
sure
Yeah.
somewhere in that they said that they were getting feedback from us and applying that, right?
Mhm. Yeah. They said that. He said that
What
in the showcase.
feedback? Are you targeting specific individuals in that? Is that like a targeted demographic that you're getting feedback from? Because as a whole,
I
you
would love to
just
see the
showed us
feedback.
that you're not listening to what the true Fallout fan base wants. If you're talking about adding a new dungeon and adding fishing and adding ghouls, which should have been there since the get-go, like who is asking for that? Who's the person that asked for fishing in Fallout 76? Like
If you're,
that's what you're
yeah,
wanting. What?
100% agree with you. And if we're talking feedback, Ross, sorry to cut in again. I'm going off on one here, right? But if we're talking about feedback, right? Again, I'm going to
Yeah.
use the contrast, the comparison to the Fallout London team. Look what they did. I mean, their Fallout London, right, launched, and don't get me wrong, crashy state, right?
Right.
Look what they did as a modding community. They had Discord servers for one-to-one chat to talk about troubleshooting, the bugs and stuff like that. They've achieved more like in that short space of time than Bethesda have done in years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it comes
Yeah.
to I'm talking about community service here. I'm talking about listening to the community, see what they want, and it's clear what a lot of I think the Fallout fans have wanted. They've not
Yeah.
wanted all this stuff. They've wanted like a fresh approach, or maybe a more sort of uh, what am I trying to say? Like going back a bit and going back to the sort of fallouts of the golden era, because like I said, I think it's a regression, and a lot of fans, from what I've been seeing on the forums and community chat and stuff like that, they want a Fallout that's more, relatable to the stuff they've played initially, or they've played, or just grew up with, I guess.
Wait,
And
you
it
mean
just
a game
seems
with
like it's
role-playing mechanics?
well, yeah, what role playing mechanics, what immersion, good companions. I mean, we could talk. I'm gonna no, I'm gonna. I was gonna say Starfield there, but we know about
Well,
Starfield. I'm
okay,
gonna put that.
okay. On that
Go
note,
on,
real quick, we got
go
Void
on.
in chat saying that feedback is it equals Planet Rover in Starfield.
Wow, there you
Yeah,
go. Straight away.
yeah.
There you
And
go.
Paul,
I'm
to
not even
also
looking at the chat.
acknowledge you, I'm assuming you got in here a little late. Good to see you, Paul. Yeah, that's pretty much all that happened. Patty, welcome into the stream as well. Perfect timing to briefly interrupt Blue. Good to
Yeah,
see you
I'm
guys
going off
today.
on one man. Boys, I'm not
The
happy. Right,
Yeah,
lads, I'm not happy. Paul, Void, and who's the other guy? Sorry, I
Patty.
missed the name. Parry, good to see you. I'm not a happy chappy right now, and you probably, if you go for a bit of rewind, you'll know why. But
Yeah.
sorry to cut in. Sorry to
No,
cut
you're
again.
good.
Raw,
You're
go
good.
ahead. Go ahead.
The brief synopsis of where we're at so far, because we have done a lot of repetition, but this was all the cash grab. For those of you that missed it, it was literally the first time they've recognized the series, the first time they've acknowledged Fallout Day, the first time that Bethesda's really done anything like this, and all it was poor cosplay, bad marketing. Like the stream, the chat in their stream was filling with L's. I have it recorded. People were throwing tomatoes in the chat. They were dropping L's left and right. They gave us exactly what we didn't want. And then during giving us exactly what we didn't want, they said they were giving us what we wanted. And the entire thing was just like, hey, be sure to go check out this place and this place. We got discounts all across the internet. Make sure you're buying this and buying this. And bro, that's all
Never,
it was.
never,
It was a giant advertisement that was poorly done, and it seemed like it was targeting kids. If you guys missed it, like it was ridiculous.
yeah. Never mind that though. We've got a new dungeon. We've
Yeah,
got fishing. We've
yeah.
got a ghoul parade, and we've got some
Ghoul
cosplaying.
Parade.
I mean, what the hell is this? Come on, Bethesda. Are you serious? I've already said it, man. I'm just, oh god, it's a bit of a joke. It's a joke.
Bro, one of
Cash
the
grab
best
nonsense.
parts about that whole thing, they did also add 4-star legendaries. I think that was added with this. They
Whoa!
showed instead of just 3-star legendaries, you can get 4-star legendaries now. Like, huge gameplay changes. And then during the live chat, somebody was like, they changed this whole series to fart out. I was like, oh my god, I gotta start using that. This is
Yeah,
complete shard out.
shut out, man.
Yeah,
It's shut out.
100%.
Oh man.
100%. Patty said, I'll just
Oh
wait
god.
until the modding community fixes and patches the Bethesda Fallout Day. Yeah. Fixes and patches the Bethesda Fallout Day. Fallout London has already done it. One more real quick time in case you guys missed. That is not what I'm trying to show you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shite Show.
Yep. He's at it again.
There we go. Fallout London celebrates the near eradication of humanity by surpassing 1 million redemptions on GOG. Congratulations again to the Fallout London team. That is a well-deserved win on their part. That is the best celebration of Fallout Day so far. Like, this whole thing, again, is just ridiculous. I'm scared, bro. I'm scared for what the future holds. I'm scared to see what happens with Elder Scrolls. I'm scared for the future of Fallout. And again, it's clear that Fallout lovers are no longer the targeted demographic. We're the minority of the community that we created now. You know, like Fallout went so mainstream that the nerds, the Fallout nerds like us, are now the minority in our own community, and that is crazy to me. At least that's what it feels like, you know? Like that's what I'm getting from the way that this marketing was done, by the way that this showcase was handled. That's what I'm getting from this whole thing. Fallout Battle
Excuse
Royale win.
me.
Fallout Battle Royale is already a thing. They introduced that with Fallout 76 too, Hal.
Yeah, that was the most
Yeah.
cringy
That
thing I've ever seen. But honestly, another thing, don't forget as well, we've got Fallout Shelter.
Oh, yeah, bro. Fallout went into Fortnite too. Hal just reminded me of that. I forgot. Like,
They had Fallout in Call of Duty. They had
yeah,
Fallout.
bro.
The cosmetic, pay to bloody win. They had a site. They had a site in that Fallout pack that was literally pay to win. It was that good. It was like
Yeah.
what do you call it? A thermal site that you
Yeah.
used. Like, you had obviously the jumpsuit cosmetics and stuff, but one of the guns was modeled in a Fallout gun. I can't remember what it was, and it had the thermal, and it was literally pay to win. That just shows you. I mean, Bethesda just loves the dosh, loves the money.
Well, okay, TP Log just asked a pretty interesting question. He said excuse me. He said, you think since they're targeting younger children that Fallout items in real life are going to start dropping in value or raising in value? I 100% believe in my heart Fallout is going to be a mix. New items are going to lower in value. The items that came out pre Fallout TV show. So let's say the Pip-Boy from Fallout 4, the 76 power armor helmet, the True Blue has a pair of Fallout 3 shoes that I didn't know was a thing. Those
I've
kind
got
of
so much
obscure
nonsense.
things, like
Yeah,
the clothes and stuff that were released before Fallout went mainstream, that
yeah.
stuff is definitely going to increase in value, and it's already been happening since the show came out. If you guys go look at the Fallout 3 Collector's Edition, the little lunchbox, that thing has been growing exponentially in value. Unfortunately, that's one of the few like items that I really want that I don't have. But
So
yeah, it's
touching on
already
that
been
merch,
happening.
yeah. So touching on that merch, right? I'm just going to give some examples of stuff that I've got, and it's not me showing off. It's just like the things that I could probably sell to this younger audience that would be
Right.
like just lobbing cash at me to get these things. I'm looking at my shelf right now, and I've got Fallout beer. Like literally, it's essentially Carlsberg, but you know, on the Fallout label,
That is so
it's got that.
sick. What?
Yeah, I've got
Oh,
that. That was launched with Fallout 3.
we're gonna have to
I've
talk
also
about shipping one of those over here.
Yeah, I've only got one mate, so it's mine. You're not having
No,
it.
no, we can split it.
I I, I, I drank the rest when I used to drink. It was a celebration. I bought the crate when Fallout 3 came out, so I started playing Fallout 3 and I
That is
started
so
drinking all
sick.
these.
Oh,
Yeah, you mentioned the trainers. I've got them. I've got the Tunnel Snakes rules. What do you call it? A hoodie, and I've got like multiple Fallout Vault suits kind of thing.
that is
They
so
were all bought
sick.
they were all bought during the Fallout prior Fallout 3 era and stuff like that. But then I've got other stuff like I've got the boxed Fallout 2 PC game with the what do you call it?
Beautiful.
The Vault journal. I've got all
Right.
that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm not. This is not me like look at all the stuff I've got. I'm just saying that this. I mean that kind of stuff. Can you imagine if I stuck that on eBay? Like right now or
Yeah.
whatever, or to the this new audience, man, they'll be absolutely peeing themselves, wouldn't they? They'd be
Oh yeah.
chucking loads of dosh at me. But I mean,
It's
what?
getting to the point
Let,
now though with newer merch, it's gonna be dang near worthless. I almost slipped up. I almost slipped up on the live stream. It's gonna be nearly
have
worthless.
we done okay? We've not swore yet, have we?
I don't
I
think
don't think we
so.
have.
I don't think so.
Right.
We've
This
gotten
is a good
pretty dang
effort, by the way,
close, but
considering the circumstances.
with it
Oh
going so
God.
mainstream, like it's all over Amazon now. You're gonna be finding Fallout-esque merch all over the place. There's gonna be everything all over Etsy now. You've got everything on Amazon. Like the official stuff may still increase in value if Bethesda releases like new officially licensed stuff because they always do limited run. They overcharge for the crap that they're providing because I mean they can, and people
Can
are
I
gonna
just say
buy
as
it.
well? Can I just say as well? Everyone in the chat, if you've got questions, fire them at us. We're more than happy to get involved
Yeah,
and
for sure.
answer your questions. Do it right now. We'll talk about our thoughts and feelings of that showcase, and I use that
To be entirely open
loosely.
book with you guys, we were
Yeah,
going into this expecting this showcase to be at least an hour, maybe 2 hours long. Like, we went into this thinking that we were going to take notes and come on here and talk to you guys for like God knows how long afterward about everything that happened and all our thoughts and opinions, but we've really already covered everything. The showcase itself was only 22 minutes long. And again, all it was an ad, bro. Like, they didn't talk about anything. It's till right there at the end when they briefly mentioned the Fallout New Vegas day, now that it's blown up to tens of thousands of people going. Like that.
you
I'm
know another thing.
aggravated, bro. I'm so
You know,
aggravated. I woke up at
you know
3:30 in the morning, went into this in a good mood, and we hopped in the Discord and everything. Like we were both relatively excited, and then it
Yeah.
just
See,
switched.
one thing I will say, you know how you touched on it, and I touched on it a little bit earlier in the podcast about the state of, well, basically we're worried about future Bethesda titles, in
Hmm.
particular, um, Elder Scrolls 6 and future Fallout titles. Now, this might be a bit harsh, but see from seeing from the
I gotta
what do you
step
call it?
away for 2 seconds.
No
Carry on.
dramas, it's fine. I'll carry on. But see from the actual reveal or whatever you call it, the whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it the cosplay show that they pulled up, right? See from looking at the people that were there and the developers and how they were acting and how they were talking about Fallout, I am really worried. I'm really worried that these people have got control of my favorite franchise ever. Do you know what I mean? In particular, Fallout, but Elder Scrolls as a whole. I'm very worried that these guys have got their claws, maybe a bit harsh, but their claws into this, and they're molding it into how they see fit. And how I see it is only regressing. It's downhill. I'm not when Bethesda took over and made Fallout 3, I was like, right, cool. They've made titles like Morrowind, Oblivion, all
Right.
that sort of stuff. And I'm like, right, this franchise is in safe hands. And Fallout 3, I loved. It came out and I was like, wow, they've done. There was a few gripes here and there, in terms
Right.
of lore and maybe how they did things here and there. But in a nutshell, or on a whole, it was great. I loved it. New Vegas, that was more Obsidian, right? But yeah, exactly. But then you saw it from Fallout 4, and I'm just very worried, particularly with how the world is right now. I'm going to use the word DEI. I don't care, right? But when I see Starfield and certain things in character creation and the same people that are I've seen visually now, right, for the first time, I am worried. I am very, very worried. Chat, hit me with your thoughts. Maybe that's a bit controversial, but there's alarm bells and red flags getting raised at that. Raw, go ahead. What do you
TP
think?
Luck was asking about what about younger viewers playing the older games and then disliking it.
Right, so what I will say with that is, of course, they're very outdated, they're
Right.
clunky and stuff. But at the time when I was a young lad and I was playing Fallout, these things did not matter. And me as a gamer right now, these things don't bother me. I can jump into games like I'm playing a game right now called what was it called? Xenonauts 2. And it's not graphically great. It's clunky as anything. There's little bits and bobs. But what I loved about Fallout 1 was the story, the sort of the passion that went into it. Like, everything made sense in a way. Like, when it come to the writing, the characters, the companions, everything was like, oh wow, I want to do this, I want to do that. And the main thing was the choice. You could do this, you could do that. I think I touched on it in a previous podcast where I remember when I first got to Shady Sands in Fallout 1, right? And it's just to clarify, it's turn-based as well. So it's different to your regular, like say Fallout 3, the one that advanced. But I remember being in Shady Sands and seeing a guy with a rifle, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could get that rifle off that guy. Being an evil character, I'll try and take him out and get that rifle and then just run away.
Right.
And I did, and I was like, oh man, this is great, man. You can do this sort of stuff. It's maybe a bit immoral, but it gave you that choice. It gave you that choice now. But then you look at the stuff now, I'm just like, Starfield, right? It doesn't even give you the character creation, and again, it's going to be controversial. The controversial stuff here is it doesn't even give you the option not to have pronouns, right? So you have to have pronouns. You cannot opt out of pronouns. Controversial, but at the same time, why not? Why can I not have pronouns? Why do I have to have pronouns? This is what worries me. But sorry, a bit of a tangent. I recommend all the Fallout games. You just need to go into it with an open mind and knowing, with a bit of realism, that they're not going to be as good. It's going to be clunky. However, if you're a proper gamer and you can get past like the jank and the clunk, there's a real great story in there. There's real freedom in there. The game itself, the story writing the story is one of my favourite stories. You try to find the water chip, it's a race against time. It was a Fallout game where you had a timer. You didn't have to. You were against a clock where you had to find this water chip, and then there was several different elements as well, that if you did find a water chip, then another timer would start. So you were always like kind of under pressure. There was always a sort of thing, so you couldn't mess around. Some decisions would reduce the timer, but also raise the timer as well. Again, no spoiler if you've not played it. I know a lot of people have played it, right? But at the same time, I would not discourage anyone to not play the Fallout, the older games, and I mean that in generalizing as well. I mean, any game that takes your fancy, just have a go. Don't go into it with an open mind, and go into it with a bit of realism, saying it's not going to be great in terms of performance, graphics, and stuff like that. But if you're an RPG fan, particularly, you will embrace it and like it. There you go. There's my review, mate.
And in addition to that, like, I understand some people will have issues playing some of these older games. Like, I have a friend personally who can't get into Fallout New Vegas simply because of the graphics. He can't get into Fallout 3, can't get into New Vegas simply because of graphics. It depends on where you
Oh my
stand
god.
in gaming. Like, yeah, I have my own reservations on that, but I kind of get where you're coming from. Just if nothing else, even if you've never played the games, even if all you know about the older Fallouts is like, or all you can do is watch somebody else play them through YouTube or whatever, I recommend
Yeah.
that. Again, like Blue was saying, it's for the stories, and that's our biggest gripe right now is like, if you know the Fallout lore and how the stories and the world and everything is supposed to work compared to what they're doing with it now, that's our biggest gripe.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, Paul said that Isaac plays older games and loves them. It depends on how you sell the idea of it to him. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
more about the
Yeah.
type of
Totally.
game, the world, the story, the all that. Patty also said it doesn't help that they're bringing in new devs who haven't played the first two games, and some might not have even touched 3 or New Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
100%. I cannot agree with that statement more, mate. Barry's on it. He's on it. He's 100%. Right. Another thing as well that I could touch on as well is the fact that a lot of these older games have been mod now. Like, so they've been upscaled, high resolution, and also a lot of these bugs have been fixed. There's been a lot of tweaks and stuff, so they're more
right.
playable than they were back in the day. So I just wanted to fling that in. So yeah, there's another plus point if you want to go back. But what Paul said as well is great. You have to sell it to the sort of the people you want to play. You need to talk to them and say, like, give them a bit of breakdown and say, this is why, this is that, and give them an explanation, explain it, give them a bit of an analysis, and then, if they've got an open mind, they'll dive into them, and before you know it, they're into them. And
Right.
that's a great point from Paul, I think. That's a major point. Great stuff, actually. Sorry, Rock, go ahead.
No, that was pretty much it. I kind of feel guilty because I don't know what else to talk about. Like we've covered this thing to death already. If you guys have any questions or have any other anything, please drop it below in the comments. We're kind of struggling for content at this point because Bethesda half baked that whole thing.
I'm waiting for the new expansion that'll probably be fishing simulator in a dungeon.
Hey, wait, speaking of new stuff, this like briefly touched on this before. The Actually, we touched on it before the stream started. The one thing that this showcase did, without a doubt, it got me even more excited for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Stalker 2 to release.
Oh yes,
You
here we
guys
go.
want a good post-apocalyptic role-playing experience, especially if you like the combat, if you like the hardcore, gritty, survivalistic type gameplay. Stalker 2 releases what, November 20th?
Correct,
Yeah,
correct.
November 20th. That's going to be taking over this channel for sure. We're going to be all over that.
I
Kingdom Come
can't believe.
Deliverance 2, you want to talk about a game company that is handling their community and their fan base properly. I've shouted this out in a past RawCast, but very briefly, Warhorse Studios was basically a no-name Czech. They're based in Czech, right? Like they're
Yes, yeah, they're check,
yeah,
yeah.
okay. Basically a no-name Czech game studio developed Kingdom Come Deliverance, a medieval role-playing, not medieval fantasy. This is medieval Bohemia.
Yeah.
Very hardcore, very gritty, very down to earth, very roleplay centric, very immersive world building. Fantastic game. And the Kickstarters, the people that help fund them to get their initial idea off the ground, those people are going to be getting their second game, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, for free. that is fan service done right. The people that supported you when you were nothing and blew your game up into something huge and made it to where you can afford to hire more people to spend a much, much larger budget on this second game, and you're giving back to those people. That's what the gaming industry used to be. Like it seems
Yeah,
so wild to praise them for something that as a normal, logically thinking person, you'd be like, take care of the people that take care of you. But that is
yeah.
so uncommon, not just in the games industry, in the world in general nowadays. Hope they
I mean,
just keep. Patty said, "I hope they keep just enough Slav Jank in Stalker 2." Yeah, for sure. Go ahead,
right.
Blue.
Can I
My
just?
bad.
Sorry, no problem. That obviously Rod just touched on it there, right? Stalker 2, I think, will be a sort of it'll be a jump for Fallout fans, to get back into the safe space,
Right.
because a lot of hardcore Fallout fans will see that as an opportunity to get back into what they've been used to, the grit, the dark, sort of post-apocalyptic. You're trying to find weapons. You're in an environment that's very hostile. It's like there's no pink armor or
Yeah.
bloody fishing mechanics and stuff like. Well, there might be fishing mechanics actually, but it'll make sense. You're trying to survive. It's a survival sort of horror type game as well, in some aspects. But I
Right.
am so hyped for Stalker 2, right? Because yeah, they. I think Roy, you played a bit of it on your channel, or I think it was like you played a bit with Gamma a little bit, which wasn't a true reflection to the Stalker games because
I
that was
did
too
play
hardcore.
some Heart of Chernobyl. Wait, was it Heart?
Yeah,
No. Yeah, Heart of Chernobyl. I did play a
yeah, you did.
bit of that one too. I haven't done anything on stream or like reviews or anything, but I have played a bit.
But what I will say is, if you are kind of disgruntled or disheartened at the latest showcase from the Fallout guys, no, I'm going to say Fallout. Sorry, not Fallout
Fallout
guys.
guys.
I'm going to say Bethesda, right? I'm going to say
Right.
Bethesda. I think the sort of
Oh,
post-apocalyptic itch will be scratched by Stalker 2. I think that's one that a lot of Fallout fans will go to scratch that itch, because I think a lot of people, especially the more hardcore Fallout fans, are a bit sick of where the franchise is going and how it's regressing. And I think Stalker 2, touch wood, will again, like I say, scratch that itch. And I highly recommend anyone that's not familiar with the franchise, have a look at it. But Stalker 2, you know, the previous games, Heart of Chernobyl and stuff like that, very, very Fallout, but
Shadow
very
of
gritty,
Chernobyl.
dark.
Heart of Chernobyl is Stalker 2.
Yeah,
Shadow of Chernobyl is the older one. There we go.
yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
was
yeah.
getting mixed up on.
Yeah, no dramas. But yeah, like Rob was saying, Shadow of Chernobyl was the old school one, right? And the new one, I think, is going to be like, as you would expect, more polished, more enhanced, more next gen, I guess.
It
Excuse
looks
me.
incredible.
Yeah, I think that will it will address a lot of Fallout fans sort of itches, and a lot of them will divert to playing that as opposed to 76 Shelter, that sort of nonsense. And also, bear in mind, there'll be a modding community towards it as well. So
Yes.
it'll be ever more expansive. It'll be ever more, it'll be getting advanced every single day by the awesome, awesome modding community that's out there. And you can just imagine, with the new engines and stuff like that it's going to be using. I'm presuming it's a new. Well, yeah, it will be a new engine. I've not looked into that, but yeah, I think that will be a staple for the sort of Fallout fans that are more hardcore, and will probably divert to that too, as opposed to playing in pink armor and using stupid weaponry. It'll just bring it back, sort of grit and darkness back to what we want as Fallout fans. There you go. What do you make it?
No, 100%. I'm right there with you in it. If you're one of those people that like me, of course, I play Fallout for the story. I love the role playing. I love all those aspects. But again, Bethesda has been slowly like getting away from that. And it's to the point now to where like when I play Fallout, I mod the heck out of it, obviously. Like, you guys see it on the channel. We're playing Frost. I find more enjoyment out of Frost, just that hardcore survival, uh, gritty, dark atmosphere that Frost provides. And playing Fallout New Vegas does. Same thing with that. Or modding Fallout 4, how we were doing the One Life Zombie Apocalypse survival run. I find more enjoyment out of those kind of gameplay styles in these games than I do base
Yeah,
game Fallout 4. And if you
yeah.
are also in that boat, you like that type of atmosphere, you like that hardcore survival nature, you're probably really gonna enjoy Stalkers. Who, if you've never played Stalker, this would definitely be a time to jump into that. The story, I can't really speak. Obviously, the game's not out yet. It doesn't seem like Stalker has ever been too heavily story centric. Correct me if
There is
I'm
a
wrong,
story.
Lou.
There is a story, but it's more like, if I remember right, in the first one, Shadow of Chernobyl, I remember it. It's like like, if for people that are familiar, you're a stalker, and a stalker is basically a mercenary that's trying to get by in the zone, and the zone is like the irradiated area, obviously because of the nuclear power plant disaster. Okay, so you're in there, and there's rare stuff to gain from getting into this zone. Like, there's materials and stuff like that, and you as a stalker, essentially, like I said, you're a mercenary. You're trying to get in there, you're trying to get this stuff, but other people have got the same idea, and there's other stalkers along with like mutated enemies and stuff like that. Very Fallout. You get the sort of same Fallout vibes, but you're in there, and you're going about, and you're trying to survive. There's radiation levels, there's anomalies that try to kill you, there's mutants, but there's also, like I said, the human aspect that are doing the same thing. There's mercenaries in there, there's the actual stalkers themselves, there's um military bases that are set up that are trying to contain the area, trying to cordon it off and stuff like that. So you're having to deal with all these sort of aspects. There's the hunger aspect as well. There's the, you know, trying to survive, and I'm assuming, well, this is a guess, but I reckon I'll be correct here. But there's also the environmental changes that will change it up, like obviously having warm clothing and stuff like that. I think that'll be a big aspect. So if you're into that, it's not too hardcore. It's like, I'm not going to say it's like as hardcore as maybe Frost. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'll need to, obviously we'll see when it comes out, because I've not
Yeah,
really looked into it.
we'll
But it
definitely
is
figure that one
essentially
out.
it is definitely like a more survival based, like, hardcore element to it, but not as hardcore as some would maybe expect. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, because as I've said, the way I described it, you get it. The Fallout vibes are there. You've got that sort of environment where you're always looking over your shoulder. You don't know who to trust. It'd be interesting to see how the dialogue develops as well, because there was choices and stuff like that would affect um the outcome of the main quest, or even side quests. So I'm interested to see how they have enhanced that in the compared to the old Stalker games, and no doubt they will. I've no doubt about that at all. But yeah, that's a massive element for me. You've got it all. You've got all the sort of ingredients, right? You've got the survival element. You've got the sort of gun crafting. You've got the different factions. You've got the main quest. You've got the side quests. All in all, in that sort of environment, the post-apocalyptic environment, like I've said, it's got all the recipes for a solid game, and I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Couple quick things. One, Mr. Paul Denis and Epic Void, thank you guys for 2 month membership here on the channel. That is sensational. Thank you guys for that. Round of applause, indeed. I don't know if my sound effects are working, but I don't think it is, because raw tactics, nothing but the best, yada yada yada. But I do
Who was it? Was it
appreciate you guys.
Paul and
Mr. Epic Void.
Epic Void? Paul, well done.
There
Hats
it
off to you
goes.
boys. Hats off.
Big old fart for you guys, and a round of applause, because you guys are truly the goats.
Well done. Great stuff.
In addition to that, Patty asked a fantastic question. Besides Fallout New Vegas, which Fallout game would you want Bethesda to look back on while working on Fallout 5?
None. Because I don't trust them at all. No, right, okay, serious
Bro,
note.
you just
serious
caught
note.
me so off guard. That was the last
Right?
thing I was expecting from you. I thought without a doubt you're on Fallout 2 or Fallout 1.
No, Well, that's it. It's well with the state of what Bethesda are in
Oh
now,
Lord.
and from that show, the showcast thing,
Hand
I'm
it over
like,
to
don't touch.
Obsidian.
Yeah, do not touch it. Get away from those.
Oh
Don't you
Lord.
dare touch my beloved Fallout 1 and 2. Do not touch them. But on a serious note, if Bethesda was in a good state, let's say like Fallout 3 state, 1 and 2, without a doubt. Well, no, I'll go 1. I'll go Fallout 1. And
Right.
it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that we touched on a previous podcast that the Fallout 70, what do you call it? Vault. What would you?
Vault
Oh, I forgot.
13. The
Oh,
one that just got
13. My
canceled.
God.
Yeah. RIP to
Yeah,
them, man. Like that
that's a
sucks.
that's a damn shame because that was one of the ones that I was really looking forward to. Obviously, modern community and stuff like that.
Right.
Same sort of thing as Fallout London and
Uh
Fallout Mexico and
very
stuff like that.
very
Sorry,
quick tangent,
go
yeah.
go on.
Are you about to tell them what Vault 13 is? Is that what you were doing?
No, but I was well. No, do you want to do it?
It's a Fallout 2 remake, right? Or is it Fallout 1?
No, it's Fallout 1, mate. Fallout
Okay,
1.
it's Fallout 1 remade in Fallout 4's engine. First person, like full story gameplay, everything's gonna be first person like you would play Fallout 4, but it's gonna be Fallout 1's setting and story. Unfortunately, that just got ended. Like the team put out a notification on their Discord. I can forward it to our Discord if you guys would like. Basically saying that game development is hard. It is a very
Yeah,
time intensive thing. It is very time consuming. It is resource intensive. It's not light work. And these people they were devoting free time to it, but you know everyone has personal lives. The world itself right now is kind of in a jacked up situation as a whole, and everyone's got their own issues. And funding was a primary one. Like they just couldn't continue work right now, unfortunately. And what they did show, like within the past several weeks, they put out a demo for us to play on Nexus. The
yeah.
good, I mean the good in the bad, you know, kind of the light in darkness right now. While the team has completely abandoned the project, they've left it, I guess you could call it open source, uh,
Mm-hmm.
to where someone else can step in and take over and continue on their work. So while the people that are on it right now won't be finishing it, someone else could potentially finish it in the future. That's a good thing, but a round of applause for them as well. Like, thank you guys for the time, the dedication, and like putting that work into it, getting something started that hopefully someone else that may be able to pick this up and you guys can get back to it in the future. I hope to see that.
Yeah, I was genuinely gutted to see that obviously they've had to cancel the project, and like Ross said there, there's numerous reasons for it, all understandable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a independent team that are going to be stressed to the max, trying to find people,
yeah,
like time scales and all sorts of things. You could name it, and I can understand where they're coming from. I also saw Fallout London commenting on their Twitter post as well, their X post, what we want to call it. Wishing them all the best, and they empathise with them, saying we know how much of a job it was, for to create Fallout London and stuff like that. It was not an easy task. There was complications here, there, and everywhere. So yeah, no, big sympathies to the Vault 13 guys as well, because yeah, I was really looking forward to that game. Like I've said numerous times, constantly repeating myself, but Fallout 1's the GOAT for me. Great game, and I would love to have seen it in the Fallout 4 engine. And the sort of screenshots and the little bits of gameplay that I've seen, it was really, really promising. Hopefully, like Ross said, a team jumps on it because it's open source and they can jump on it and do it. But I've read so many things in terms of, I think it was it might have actually been Fallout London where they were using like actual audio I'm talking voice audio from Fallout 4 and things like that, and they nearly had to can it because Bethesda was like, no, you can't do that. That's our audio. And can you imagine that getting through, like, I don't know, maybe
yeah.
75% of the development of that game and then getting told, no, you can't do that? Wow, that must have been a killer. And then they had to go back and hire their own sort of voice actors and stuff like that. That just goes to show the like dedication of these mod teams. Like, I'm going back to bigging up the mod teams that are passionate about doing this stuff. And it also really annoys me what Bethesda did. Remember the Fallout update, Raw? The next gen update?
Oh my
Man,
God, bro! Right,
that was
2 days before London, Yeah, I
The kick,
remember. I
what a kick in
remember.
the teeth that is! What a kick in the teeth that is to the London team. But still, it just shows you the perseverance that they guys shown. I was like, wow, brilliant. They went back, they sorted it all out, and then they're still the game's released, and they're still, you know,
They're still on top of it.
troubleshooting
They're
and
still talking to the
yeah,
community. They're every day in Discord, every day since the
yeah,
release, helping people troubleshoot, getting feedback, clearly applying feedback. They just had the first major update that fixed over 1,000 bugs, glitches, issues, whatever. Like that's crazy.
but never mind that. Bethesda have got Fallout Shelter. They've got 76
Got a ghoul
dungeons.
parade.
They've got a ghoul parade. They've got what else? Have they got? A bit of fishing. Beautiful stuff, Bethesda.
Oh,
Love it.
Boyd, I was literally just about to shout that out for you. I did like that on Discord right before you post up that message. In our Discord, Boyd posted a video titled "Fallout was sold, not saved: The Rise and Fall of Interplay." Basically recapping everything that's happened with the Fallout IP and kind of the downward spiral since Bethesda has taken over. Now, one thing that I also want to do make very clear, I'm not just straight up hating on Bethesda. I'm hating what's happened to Fallout. I understand Bethesda as a company. I understand that they have a bottom line, and as good and bad of a thing as it is, I understand that they fall under Microsoft, and it's like not like Bethesda, not like Todd Howard has final say in everything, but that is the face of Bethesda. That is the one that is meant to receive the backlash. Like that's the one that people are supposed to point fingers at.
Yeah.
Um,
When Todd Howard came out during that showcase,
right at the end.
I I was just like, oh no, here we go.
Good to see you this
And
morning, Slayer. Hope you're doing well. Go ahead, bro.
sorry, man. Hi, Slayer. How's it going, man? You all right? Yeah, I was saying when Todd Howard came out, I I was a second off just turning it off. I was just like, nah, he's not going to say it. He's not going to say it, is he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's not going to start this. And I understand what you just said. I reckon there might be behind the scenes stuff that maybe he's having to do to please certain people.
right.
Is that controversial? I don't know. Like I say, that's just guesswork. I mean, I've got no evidence of it, but you could probably sort of.
You can
You
come to some
probably,
logical conclusions, like you can
yeah,
make an educated guess.
yeah, and it's just you're kind of going, wow, this is bad. And again, I'm looking at Elder Scrolls 6. I'm looking at the future Fallout games, and I'm just worried.
Patty,
That's the last thing I'll say.
Patty said whoever greenlit the update needs the Joshua Graham treatment. Dear God. Oh my God.
Love it.
Hey, what? Why'd those messages not come through here? What up, Toxic Whiteout? Nice to have you here. You said the Fallout show today was embarrassing. Bethesda is ruining this IP to the ground. Or running the IP into the ground. Yeah,
Yep.
Toxic, nice to have you here. We basically been saying the exact same thing for the past hour. Like that seemed the general consensus. I was in there in the live chat. I went in with Blue and I both went into this with an open mind. I didn't have high expectations, but I expected more than a 20-minute self-promotion.
Cosplay.
Like 20-minute cosplay with their hand out, like, hey, try the free game now so that you can pay for it later, and be sure to buy this and check out the sales that we have going on online, and here's a ghoul parade and go fishing. I was expecting much more than that. You're not alone
Yeah.
in your thoughts and opinion. Nice to see you in here, Toxic Whiteout. Thank you for joining the conversation.
Something we've
Quick
not
recap,
touched on as
Slayer.
well.
Yeah, that was pretty much the quick recap.
Yeah, sorry, Raw, to put in there, but yeah, another thing that kind of worries me as well is, and I'm not going to mention any names here, right?
Right.
But there's predominant YouTubers that are defending this, and that
Yeah.
worries me, right? Like
Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to mention any names, but there's, well-known YouTubers, Fallout YouTubers that are defending this, and it just makes you think. It just makes you go, hang on a minute, what's going on here? But any person that's got a bit of logic and thought breakdown, and right, you will be able to like figure out what's going on here, especially from that showcase and previous sort of Bethesda shenanigans. We're talking about re-releasing Skyrim, all that sort of stuff. You can see what's going on here. So let's just say about a shilling might be going on. People are wanting to say the right things to the right people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for me, right, I'm just saying it how it is. And you can, for the new joiners of the RawCast right now, you can rewind and see my full thoughts, because I'm not going to go over it again because I'm exhausted. It's,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
We really have been
It's
rehashing a lot of the same ideas for the past hour. Like, I'm sorry to the people that are just hopping in here,
yeah,
but basically your thoughts are our thoughts from what I'm seeing from you, specifically
yeah.
Toxic Whiteout. Like, exactly. Everything you're saying is right. And Inner Void
It's,
nailed it on the head. He said recap. It was tougher to swallow than a $2 steak. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That pretty much sums it up. And another thing that
yeah.
I
Paul,
don't know if many people are really going to be covering, but we have definitely beat up for the past hour, is that we're no longer the targeted demographic. We're no longer the targeted audience. The people that have built the series into what it is, that have made the fan base into what it is, the people that have been there, supported it, the people that were there for the first New Vegas day when there was only a couple hundred people, and then watched it grow to the tens of thousands that it's at now. We don't matter. They shouted out New Vegas Day simply as like a pat on their own back, and to kind of get a little bit of positivity in that, like show some type of recognition. But it took it growing to tens of thousands of people when Obsidian was there day one, when it was just a few hundred of us out in the middle of the desert and nothing special really happening. Like we made it special. The community made it special. Just like the community has made these games what they are now, but we're getting kind of cast to the side and just a big old all over us.
you know what I'd be really, really interested in, right? I'll tell you now, right? What I'd be really interested in seeing and hearing the thoughts of Tim Kaine watching
Oh
that
my God, yeah, I would
showcase.
love to hear. For those of you that
Can you
don't know,
imagine?
Tim Kaine is one of the, like, he is quote unquote the father of Fallout, right? Like he's top
Yes.
dog. And if you don't know, he's been actively doing a YouTube channel like for what, just a few months, I believe. Like he's
He's
really
been
been.
he's been doing it for a long time now. I think maybe about a year now.
Oh,
But
okay,
his
okay.
channel is
Yeah,
Yeah, but his channel is basically him talking about. It's great. It's very it's like it's productive towards like people that are enthusiastic and get into game development and stuff like that. So he
exactly.
basically shares his experiences, and because he's a very experienced man, and as Ross said, he's the creator of Fallout. I mean, who can argue with that? But
Bro,
yeah, he talks about game production. He talks about storylines. He talks about uh, character creation. You name it. Like he'll do like a 10-minute segment on stuff every day, and his thoughts. And it's genuinely, still as a Fallout fan, it's fascinating. Obviously, he doesn't just talk about Fallout. He talks about his other games like what was the other games he's been on, like Troika and Troika Studios, sorry, and was it Temple of Elemental Evil is one of my favorite games, as well as Tyranny, great game. But yeah, I mean I can rattle down loads and loads of games that he's been involved in, but like a massive
okay.
if you're really interested in like sort of game development and how he's created stuff, highly recommend Tim Kaine. Legend, absolute legend.
A few quick things to kind of rush through. Toxic Whiteout, yeah, for real. They've shown they don't care about anything except turning this series into a looter shooter. That is crazy that you said that, because when we were prepping for this show, I was telling Blue that Bethesda is taking the series the same way that Borderlands has gone.
Borderlands, yeah.
Borderlands went from a dark, gritty, oppressive atmosphere into this over-the-top, bright, colorful looter shooter. I'm not looter shooter. That's what Borderlands is a looter shooter, but bright, colorful, over-the-top, modern audience focused thing, and it's shows in the ratings, it shows in the reception of the game that that's not what gamers as a whole want. You are now targeting minorities and calling it the majority. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm gonna go Zippy. Pretty sure that Zippy SK, first of all, welcome into the stream. He said money talks. Like, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
premise of what that whole showcase was. Toxic Whiteout also said it would take a modded game doing better than a popular release to wake them up.
a hundred
Fallout
percent.
London. Fallout London.
100%. Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're not awake yet, but I feel like that may have been a little kick to the butt, you know? Like, hopefully that did something to get some engines moving or something. Or Microsoft lighting a fire under them now that they own them. They should just give Obsidian the right. Yeah, I doubt, I would not hold my breath on that, but would I love to see it? Of course. Uh, he said maybe Larian Studios, Larian, the Baldur's Gate 3 guys. That would be crazy. That would be a
Baldur's
game
Gate
I would
3,
love
right?
to see. Yeah, yep.
You've not played it yet, Raw, have you at all?
I have
Baldur's
not
Gate 3.
played it, no.
Right. What I will say is Baldur's Gate 3 for the time it came out as well.
Yeah.
You have to remember, like we've got a modern audience to cater to as well, right? Whatever. But that game was absolutely tremendous. What a game! I've never played a more polished game in all my days, and it is what I wished Fallout 1 was. Like, you know, if Fallout 1 was in fact, going back to what Thingy was saying, if someone was to recreate Fallout 1, I would have Larian do it and use the Baldur's Gate 3 engine. Man, that would be awesome. Honestly, that would be the best, because the possibilities, endless possibilities of stuff that you could do with that, with the Fallout 1 and Baldur's Gate 3 engine, man, it'd be incredible. I mean, the storytelling, like you know what, when I said polished, this is what I mean. It's like you can go through the whole game and you could do like the most like random things. Like you could kill a whole faction, or you could go about killing all NPCs, but it wouldn't stop you completing the game. You would always have a way of completing the game. You would always finish it. You know, in like for example, Morrowind, where if you killed a specific NPC or a specific main character, it would come up with a message saying, "No, you can't go any further. You've messed it up." Baldur's Gate 3 like completely destroyed that, and I would love that to see a Fallout 1 sort of version of Baldur's Gate 3. There's my 10 cents on that. I would love to see that.
Yeah, Toxic Whiteout is also talking really highly about him. I do plan on getting around to Baldur's Gate 3 at some point. I know you're new here, bro. We got a lot of other stuff already in the works. There's a lot going on over here at the channel. I believe that may have been you that subscribed. I did not get a notification for some reason. The plugin was not working. It didn't pop up on stream. But if that was you, whoever just became number 979 on the channel, thank you very much.
979.
We can hit 980 by the end of this. That would be insane. But welcome in everybody who's just in here watching right now. Thank you guys for partaking. I'm gonna do a quick little plug. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the RawCast with Raw Tactics and True Blue. If you're enjoying what you're watching, please consider hitting that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Share the stream. Get us some additional exposure. Trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year, and I can't do without you. Now, without any further ado, let's get back to the show, shall we?
Yeah. It's something else. This. I mean, I was just thinking to myself there. This cast is probably the most passionate we've both been, right, between the pair of us, because. Well, for me personally, I feel pretty, just, I was going to say hyped, but that's the wrong word. I was going to say just like disgruntled with where the Fallout and sort of Elder Scrolls series is going. I know I'm trying not to rehash this. We've talked about this before, but it just genuinely worries me about where it's going, and I hope that you guys in the chat can kind of see where we're coming from and kind of echo our views, because, you know, I am just a bit. I don't want to see cosplay. I don't want to see fishing. I don't want to see like random dungeons. I don't want to see rehash stuff. And again, I'm rehashing stuff, ironically. But yeah, just come on, give us a game that is like Fallout London-esque. Give us a game that's fresh and new ideas, good writing, and don't money grab, for God's sake. Just stop it. We all know the audience is getting wise to this stuff. They've been wise to it, and they've been like Bethesda essentially have been getting away with it, and I don't know how they've been getting away with it. They've just been lining their pockets. Again, I'm going back again to stuff we've previously covered, but Raw, yeah, I think this is one of the most passionate podcasts we've done, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's crazy. You know what I just realized? We've been live for an hour 20 minutes. We've already added an hour on top of what Bethesda gave us for Fallout Day. We've been talking about this longer than what this showcase actually was. And real
this
quick,
is the longest one we've done, right?
I believe so. I believe so. Huge shout out to Toxic Whiteout, bro. I apologize. I'm bad with names. I will get it down, especially after this. You calling me out on live. He is not the latest subscriber. He actually subscribed when we played his mod Dry Wells for Fallout New Vegas. I know a good chunk
Nice.
of you that are in here right now were live when we were playing that as well. So shout out to Mr. Toxic Whiteout. Drop a sub for him if you were interested in that content. Stay up to date and check out his Nexus page. Definitely recommend Dry Wells. It's a Legion expansion. Actually pretty well done.
Toxic
Uh,
Whiteout. Awesome. Great stuff. Thanks for the contribution, mate. Lovely stuff.
and Mr. Paul Denise said, I think this rate Bethesda should lease out the franchise and let their software house it let other software houses make the games as they're clueless. Uh as much as we would love to see that, Paul, again, like I can't hold my breath on that because they learned a lesson with Fallout New Vegas. They definitely learned a lesson. And I guarantee somebody somewhere got paid for that 1 point, that 84 out of 85. I guarantee someone somewhere got paid for that. If you catch what I'm saying.
I reckon this would be appropriate right now. Yeah.
I gotta add that button, bro. I got to.
Good to find it.
Yeah, no, of course. Thank you, Toxic Whiteout, again, bro. Thank you for that. I'm sorry if you guys want to shout out whoever was that latest sub. I will give you the shout out. It's supposed to pop up on screen, but some of that stuff is just not working right now for some reason. Yeah. With that, does anyone else have anything to say? Anything? Oh, yep. Question. At what point does Bethesda just fail and crash? If Elder Scrolls 6 fails too, or how many chances do they have? That is, again, it comes back to money. Like Zippy said, money talks. Uh, we can hate on them. We can talk all this crap. We can tell them exactly what to do, exactly what not to do. But at the end of the day, they hold the rights to two of my favorite IPs. I'm sure many of you in here, this is two of your favorite, if not your favorite IPs, since you're in here having this discussion right now. We can crap on them as much as we want to. But as long as they're still the ones that are holding those IPs, and that's the only way we can get new Fallout, new Elder Scrolls content, people are still gonna buy it. Myself, unfortunately, probably included, because that's what I consider home. I'm getting so very tired of it. It's like Call of Duty. I gave up Call of Duty like 10 years ago. I haven't bought Call of Duty in so very long because I was getting so tired of the way that they treat their fan base and the microtransaction bullcrap and the way that everything started changing for the negative, and it's like they're not giving any thought or any glance at their actual fan base, the people that made them what they are. And I feel like that's what's happening with Bethesda right now. Am I tired of it? Yes. Do I want stuff to change? Yes. But in all reality, as long as they're still making money and they can keep doing whatever they want to do and make more money, nothing's going to change the way that we want it to. It's only going to
It's like
change in ways that further line their pockets.
it's the same as like I touched on before. It's the FIFA franchise as well, reskinning stuff, just doing it over and over again. EA know what they're doing. I mean, there's been like over the last. I know this probably doesn't reflect on the channel because I'm closet FIFA fan, as I've already said. But the way that EA Sports have dealt with that over countless years is just like reskin, 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 reskin. It's the same stuff with very minor tweaks and not good ones. It's the same as
Right.
Bethesda. It's the same what they're doing, right? It's the same premises. So yeah, I mean, and I'm one of those daft people that keep buying FIFA, right? And like Ross said, he's one of those people that keep buying the Bethesda games because
Whoa.
go on, that's a wall. Go on.
We, bro, we hit 981. We've had several people subscribe. The pop-up finally worked. Shout out. Wow, where did that just go? It worked and then it didn't work. Uh, what
Welcome to
happened?
the show.
Yeah, welcome to the S show. Uh, an al an alpaca? An alpaca. Wow. An alpaca. Thank you for joining the channel. Thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for the people that are just viewing right now. If I did not give you the shout out, thank you once again. We actually hit 981. You guys are crazy. Welcome to the crap show, ladies and gentlemen. And my
Good.
soundboard stopped working again.
Oh my god, this
Nothing
guy,
but the
man. I mean,
best, man.
he's see the problem with this guy is right. He's obviously he's like doing this channel and stuff like that, but he's got a part-time job. He's gang leader of the orphans. Has anybody seen
Oh
the
my
Warriors?
god. Uh,
This guy, you see what you'd want, Warriors.
you guys are
You see what you
ridiculous.
get. This guy is like the gang leader of the Warriors.
Speaking
Part-time.
of the Warriors, if I gotta work out the finer details with this. If you guys want to join the Discord, I could drop a link for that as well. The one in the description, I'm pretty sure is expired. This coming weekend, I'm gonna try to shoot for that. We're gonna try to do a little watch party if you guys want to watch a movie. I'm thinking about actually watching The Warriors because you've been mentioning it so much. If you guys are interested in that, stay tuned. Unfortunately, I can't do anything like that here on YouTube, but we got Discord. We can do a little watch party, chill.
Is that because you get money from it? Because you're in it.
Not at all. I wish, bro.
You're
They
doing a
owe me a
Bethesda
lot of
now.
royalties at this point.
Oh god! But hey, can we just talk about how good the Warriors game was on console?
Oh my God. Okay,
That's
real
that's a
quick
crack.
before that,
Oh,
on the
go on. No,
topic of
in fact,
Fallout London,
yeah,
Whiteout
go on.
said people still bought Fallout 4 for Fall On. You know, as much as I hate to admit it, I bought Fallout 4 again to play Fallout London. Do I regret my decision? No, but would I have rather that $10 that I spent on GOG go toward the Fallout London team? Oh yeah, 100%.
There was only one
100%.
reason though. There was only one reason we did that though. Was because we didn't want to mess up our mod library, right?
Yeah, and I still messed it up.
You did. Oh
Bro,
god.
it's still messed up. That's why I'm having to restart the whole mod collection again. Like all 800 something mods I had installed on Fallout 4 completely gone to crap.
This guy. I
Yeah,
swear to God.
yeah, nothing but the best, baby. Mr. Paul Denis, he knows it. After Starfield, I won't be buying Elder Scrolls 6 unless it's a truly generational title, which we know it won't be. That's from Intervoid, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to remain optimistic, bro. I'm not even optimistic. I'm just gonna try to remain neutral at this point. I I want them to succeed. I want to see Bethesda get back to being who they were. I want to see them right back at the top where they belong. But to me, they're down there. Like they're really approaching EA status. They're really approaching that kind of just Call of Duty type status for me.
You know what? If I'm going to buy it, right? I'm saying this right now. I will buy it,
Right.
regardless of what I've heard about it, the previews and stuff like that. But if I see anything that's narrative pushing or agenda, I'll be like, nope,
Yeah.
uninstall. You've had my
Yeah.
money, but that'll be the last straw. I'll be like, nope, that's gone. A la Starfield. Okay. If I see like sort of options that do not let me pick certain options, right? We've already touched on it before. I will be going, no, I see what's happening here.
982. Oh my God.
What's he talking about now? He's getting.
No,
Is he
go
getting
ahead.
the ups?
We got another subscribe. I'm not getting these pop-up notifications and the count isn't working properly. We hit 982, my man. Ladies and
This
gentlemen,
is
round
good.
of applause for you guys. Yes, what the what? I wish the pop-ups were working. I'm sorry. Nothing but the best over here. You already know.
Yeah, but yeah, going back to if I see sort of any political aspects or any sort of agendas, narratives, I'm like, right, I'm done. I'm not playing this anymore. I'll probably say goodbye to Bethesda. That's going to be
Yeah.
the last chance. That will be my last chance.
They've been
And I'll
walking
probably
that line. They haven't full-fledged like, they haven't
I'm
fully
gonna.
delved into that yet, but they've been right there like skirting the line with a lot of that stuff.
You know what says it all for me, to be honest. Fallout 4 is my most played game. I've got the most hours on Steam,
Mhm.
but that is because of mods, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
as you obviously know, the Bethesda engine for Fallout 4 engine, should I say, is terrible, right? But it's got enhanced so well by mods, this, that, and the other, and the mod opportunities. The expansions, the tweaks that you can do to the game and stuff like that, graphical options, weathers, you name it. That's what I like. The settlement building, the enhancements like sim settlements, all that sort of stuff. That is what's kept me playing that game itself, right? Starfield that I jumped into, I started modding it a little bit, but my God, I lost interest so quickly, and I reckon I'm 95% sure that I'm speaking for a lot of people in the chat or anybody that's watching this, prior to this live podcast. But I mean, it just shows you that the base games themselves are so
Right.
riddled with stuff. I mean, we talked about London and the what do you call it? What was the major bug thing that weapon debris? That was it. Weapon debris. I mean, that's
Yeah,
something
something that's
that's
been in Fallout 4, like
yeah,
that's been a known issue since the release
yeah,
of Fallout 4, man, and they still haven't done anything to fix that. Even with the major update, like you just said, that broke Fallout London, that made it to where Fallout London couldn't be released for like what, several more weeks after it was supposed to. Like we
yeah.
waited
I mean,
months waiting on London to finally get a release date. They give a release date, and then Bethesda's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna break you in 2 days."
but like I was saying, it's the mods that I've been keeping me like replaying Fallout 4, sorry, and
One sec,
just
I
keeping
gotta
this.
step away.
No dramas. Aye, so yeah, I've been playing mods, Fallout 4, and that's just keeping me like engaged. Whereas Starfield, no, it's just not. It's a no for me. There's been little things that I've liked, but the majority of them have been like inventory, like updates and things to make like uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Life, the life changes in the game, just better. Uh, it's just not there. And the thought of the new Bethesda game, the Elder Scrolls 6, I'm just really, really worried. Like I've said countless times in this podcast, can't reiterate it even more. Guys, what do you think? I mean, is anything that I've been saying it's been a bit out there, or you disagree with? Because I would love to hear you sort of come back and have some opinions. We're all about feedback on the cast, and I'd just love to hear like different opinions. Because if I'm talking nonsense, feel free to like fire at me. But I always love a bit of debate. Yeah, always good. Is the raw man back, or is he still
I
messing around?
just
He's
got
gone
back
back to his
here.
gang. He's gone back to his gang. He's sorting some people out with some Molotov cocktails.
I'm just making sure my daughter was good for school.
Oh, all
It's
good.
early in the morning here. Like, uh, yeah. Boyd said, "From have a good day, Pumpkin. Love you." For me, there's just too many other games out there that respect my time to keep their pockets lined by personal copium. Yeah. Just my thoughts on the matter. That's what Boyd said. Bro,
Yeah, no, I agree with
there's
that.
so many games. Like, I tell you guys all the time, like we're trying to get around to so many things right now. It's hard. It's hard. There's a lot out there. There's a lot of other stuff that really does respect your time. I mean, should we talk? No, we're not going to talk about Cyberpunk right now. We're going to save that for a different time. We've talked about that
Yeah,
several
we'll
times
leave it.
already.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, Boyd. This whole thing sucks, man. Like, this is not how I wanted to spend Fallout Day. This is not the podcast that I wanted to have after the Fallout Day. You can't even call that a Fallout Day presentation from Bethesda, bro. That was nothing but an ad. That was a Fallout 76 extended ad. Like,
Like I said to you off stream, Raw, it's like after watching that showcase, I wanted the bombs to drop on my head.
yeah, yeah. I got you one right here, man. If you got the stream pulled up, I got you one. Let's see. Yeah, does
Right,
anybody
what's
have
going on?
anything else to add to this conversation? Does anyone have any topics you'd like us to cover? If not, we may be coming to a close in just a moment. After today's RawCast, there will be a brief intermission. Then I will be going live with a very special Fallout Day stream of my own. We will be hopping in New Vegas. Got a very special mod to check out today if you guys are interested.
It's gonna be Fallout fishing. That's what it's gonna be.
Somebody had Fallout fishing to Fallout New Vegas before it hit 76. So great to have those discords on my table. Hell yeah. If you could bring one item from the Fallout world into the real one, which would it be? Ooh.
The Gek.
Actually,
Easy.
yeah, it's gotta be the Gek. Completely save humanity. We could the Gek would literally be world changing. It would change the course
That's
of human history. Like the route that we're going on right now, destroying the world, like completely destroying this place. That could give us like a reset button.
right. That was the sort of sensible answer, but
Oh,
for
Blue's
me, it being
Irish.
no, get out.
They asked
Right,
what your accent was. He's Scottish.
right. On a more personal note, though, see if I was to bring one item into the Fallout, sorry, our universe,
Right,
it would be the Enclave power armor, just to have it in my room, and I would have that, and I'm not talking Fallout 3 power armor. I'm talking
right,
about Fallout 2, right?
right.
The Fallout 2, just to get in it now and again, strut about. That's what I would have, purely cosmetic. I would have that. I would cosplay it like those buffoons at Bethesda.
Right. I mean, item outside of the gig. What would I? Fancy lad snack cakes. No, I'm kidding. Out of
Uh,
everything, man,
let me think. Let me think. I've got more. I've got more in the vault here.
anti-material rifle would be sick.
Oh yes. No, we've got them. We've got
I know
them.
we've got like the real world equivalent to it, but I'd like to have a legit anti-material rifle from New Vegas. The
What
Ranger
about the?
power arm, I mean not the Ranger power armor, the Ranger veteran armor and helmet, like a real deal copy of that, not the one from the TV show. That thing looks so goofy. That was so odd. Uh Intervoid said give me the Enclave power armor from New Vegas. The Enclave armor from New Vegas is sick. The
Yeah.
what's it called? The
Is
one
that the?
after you nuke.
Oh no, the one you find in that Deathclaw Valley, the good one. Like that's the proper Enclave armor, right?
Right.
It's the Remnant armor. That's the one you want. I think that's one Void's talking about. I would have that as well, definitely. I would have the railway rifle for a laugh.
That would be yeah, that would be crazy too. There's so many things in the Fallout universe that would just be absurd if they were in our real world though. Like the what's the Gauss rifle would be sick. I know we have
Yeah, man.
versions of that, like we have somewhat equivalents, but the amount of power that that thing packs in such a pretty compact design, that would be pretty sick.
I'm trying to think. A water chip.
Give me a fat man. Screw it.
We've got them. We've got them. Pretty much. We're gonna have them soon anyway.
Yeah,
I would have a water chip. Imagine that. A vault that can produce water.
that
Like
would be
an
amazing.
endless supply of purified water.
Right,
That'd be good
for
for
sure.
those humanitarians out there. That'd be great. But on a more let's have a let's have the iguana Bob stand. Let's have him in it. Let's have that in the real world. We've probably got that somewhere. I know. In fact, there's some kebab shops in Scotland that pretty questionable.
Yeah, out here in Korea, there's a lot of questionable stuff. Like, there's a lot of places you go. It's like, is this really chicken? I don't think I've ever seen
Yeah.
chicken look like that before.
Oh man, it's such a good question. There's so many things. Like I said though, the immediate thing's the GEC, the sensible answer. But what else would I have? Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout 3, Fallout 4. The robots? I would say. Oh yeah, the sentry bot. I would have a sentry bot.
Oh, Mr. Handy Butler would be lovely. Oh my
I
God.
would have. I would have a sentry bot right outside my house, just like guarding my house, just sat there.
Right.
Anyone came near it, like Ed 209 from RoboCop, but a sentry bot.
Patty said that chicken barked. Yeah, the chicken barked. That's it. That's what I'm worried about a lot out here.
Yeah. Ah
It's
man.
beautiful and terrifying. Well, guys, Boyd, wow. I've said Boyd's name so many times throughout this. Blue, do you have anything else you want to discuss? Anything to talk about?
No, I think I've certainly calmed down a little bit. That was like a lot of that cast was a release for me in
Yeah,
many ways. Probably the same
definitely.
for you, mate. But yeah, thanks for everybody tuning in and chucking their comments out and giving us the interaction and stuff like that, giving raw the views and stuff like that. But it's been very enjoyable, even though a bit ranty at times. But yeah, it's been
Yeah,
great. I
yeah,
think this has been one of our most fun podcasts because we've been talking from the heart,
for
clearly
sure.
talking from the heart because of our passion for the Fallout franchise itself, Bethesda, Obsidian, like you name it, we've touched on it. But it just kind of shows you the last thing I'll conclude was just don't when it comes to these sort of showcases and things like that, just open your eyes and make sure you're not going to be duped by these guys, because a lot of the time we know that a lot of developers are out there and they're trying to do the right thing, but that showcase was clearly BS, and I think as a collective, don't like it. But thanks for tuning into the RawCast. Hope everybody's well. Leave a like and comment, and if you've got anything
Please.
else to add, we're on Discord, sorry, and obviously on the YouTube channel itself. Drop a comment, and yeah, let us know what you think. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Yep, thank you guys. You stay active, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and stay tuned, because very shortly after this one concludes, I will be going live with some Fallout New Vegas modded gameplay. Hope to see you guys there. Take care of yourselves, and catch you in the next one.
Live in stereo.